Hello and welcome back to Cowboy Insiders. As the NFL free agents is off and running, and we are keeping a track of every major signings, a trade, and the release of the 2026 off season with analysis from our NFL national reporters and grades from our expert. The new league year began on March 11th, and the first round of 2026 NFL Draft begin on April 23. So here is a breakdown of every 2026 NFL free agencies deal by the Dallas Cowboys and how each will impact upcoming season, and also the next we'll talk about some of NFL draft in the Dallas Cowboy and the players signing with Dallas Cowboy in NFL draft mocks. So if you didn't make subscribe on Cowboy Insiders, please make subscribe, and it is for the first time. Make subscribe, like, share, and comments in order to build our Cowboy Insiders fans. Jalen Thompson. John Thompson matching up with Asetlo, Jackson Smith, and Jigubua was a full-time starter in Arizona. The past 5 seasons, the former Cardinal agreed a 3-year deal with a maximum of $33 million. The Cowboys made their first splash free agency agreement since adding a cornerback Brandon Carr on 5 years, which will worth about $50 million deal in 2026. Thompson fills a major need in a secondary for the Cowboys. He has been full-time starter at the past 5 seasons with Arizona and also has 9 career interceptions. He can fill a multiple roles for a new coordinator, Christian Parker, and has familiarity on the coaching staff with a new corners with a coach Ryan Smith. The Cowboys need communicator in the secondary, and the Thompson can make sure everybody is on of the same page. He is a young, turning 28 in July, but has an experience to help a secondary grow in a Dallas Cowboys. Next is Kobe Durant. Kobe Durant is joining a Dallas Cowboy on 1-year deal which will worth about $6 million. Durant started 39 of 61 games in his 4 years with the Rams and they recorded 7 interceptions and returning 2 for touchdowns. Between 5 and 11 foot and 181 pounds, he is not a large cornerback, but he has shown the ability to match up well with a bigger receivers. The Cowboys have question on the position with Dallon Bland and Shavon Levers Jr. and Colin Carson playing through injuries last year, and the Bland is rehabbing from off-season foot surgery. The Cowboys hope Rivera will make a secondary year jump after missing the first 9 games last season, recovering from a torn ACL. This means Dallon was on rehabilitation and recovering from ACL injury. Durant has some experience playing in a slot, which could be a bonus for the Cowboys, but his addition would not prevent them from selecting a corners with one of their first 2-round picks in upcoming NFL draft mocks. Also, The Sam Williams, he is the defensive end in re-upping on 1 year deal which will worth about $3 million US. The former Cowboys second round picks return on low cost and low risk move. He had 1 sack last season after coming back from a torn ACL and starting 5 of 17 games. He has credited with 38 tackles and 25 pressures and 6 tackles for loss, a fumble recovery and forced fumble. He had 8.5 sacks in the first 2 years before the injury. So perhaps a change in a scheme under a Packer can up his pass rusher production in 2026. While the trade of Lashan Gully means more for the defense, resigning Williams shouldn't take the Cowboys out of adding more help in free agencies or using one of their top picks on pass rusher in the NFL draft. So, Dallas Cowboy also agreed 1 year deal with a maximum of $3 million with a former Charger, Otito Agbonia. Defensive tackles doesn't seem like a major need when the Cowboys already have Quinnen Williams, Ken Duck, and Solomon Thomas. Also plus 2025 draft picks J. Toia. But Agonia can play a role. A Packer want to keep a fresh rotation of linemen in his defense. Ogbonia was limited to 9 games last season because of injury, but he had 14 pressures and a half sack. He has started 20 career games and 81 tackles. Between 6 foot and 4 and 320 pounds, he has a size to help a bolster on the front. PG Loki, the former Broncos safety, will join also Dallas with 1 year contract. Catch up on NFL free agencies, top remaining players, and grading deals, ranking 32 classes, and lingering questions, and every team signing more reactions. After agreeing to deal with a Thompson on Monday, Aloki is a second safety to be brought aboard. The Cowboys reworked the deal for one of the last year's starter, Malik Hooker, and have Max Kisbell on roster. So the safety group looks filled out. Aloki started 26 games in 6 years in Denver, and he had an interception in the Broncos playoff win versus a Buffalo in this year in January. If the Cowboys believe a Thompson can play the nickel spot full time, that opens up opportunities for a Aloki, who has 174 tackles and 7 tackles for a loss in his career. At the very least, he brings a veteran depth and also can be a core special teamers in the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys didn't really need another quarterback with last year's loan. So Dak Prescott and Joe Milton III and Will Glee under contract, but they brought on fourth arm Howard, who ended last season with Philadelphia after spending time with Minnesota made the first start of his career against the Cowboys in 2022 while with Washington and got the wins. For his career, he has recorded 22 touchdowns passes and 23 interceptions. So can he compete for the backup jobs held by Milton last season? Is he just another arm for the off-season program? It's a fly on a guy and Cowboys would like to see what he has. There is no really risk here. Hennessy essentially replaces a block Hoffman who has been valuable reserve central and guards the past two seasons and has not tended as a restricted free agents. Hennessy has started 24 games including the games in Atlanta. He has a third-round pick out of Tampa for Atlanta in 2025 and played for the Falcons and San Francisco the past 6 seasons. The Cowboys needed interior offensive line depth and have a TG Bass who started late last season at the left guards and is restricted as a free agent. The Cowboys tendered a bus at a second-round level of $6 million. Adrian Hendrick also, which have been already signed a new contract with the Dallas Cowboys. Let's talk with what will help the Dallas Cowboys in this season. The former Rams signed 1-year millions contract that could max about. The Cowboys believe that a team can never have enough corners. They added a Kobe Durant in the first week of free agents. They re-signed a lady Stewart and Kendrick, who has 3 interceptions in 47 games with the Rams, and Seahawks in his career, which have a chance to earn a roster spot this summer. But look for the Cowboys to add at least one more cornerback in a draft, perhaps in the first round. The former Santa Claus is joining a Dallas on 1-year deal. Contract is a Jonathan Bullard. Bullard is another rotational piece for defensive line. He is entering his 11th season and has played for 6 teams, including the New Orleans Saints last year. But he has a background with a new defensive line coach Marcus Dixon. Having spent 3 seasons with the Minnesota Vikings, with Williams and Clark already at defensive tackles. The Cowboys have added 2 veterans pieces with free agencies on board and they evaluate the same as the pass rusher at a cornerback. Downs could team up with Jalen Thompson and Malik Hooker on the back end and help curtail the big plays that hurt Dallas last season. If he is on the board, he would play multiple games and be still at number 12. There was been a lot of speculation that Downs could go fifth to the New York Giants. Furthermore, many draft analysts see him as one of the most NFL-ready players in these years because of his impressive versatility and high football IQ. All-American and Jim Thorpe Awards winner had 68 tackles and 2 forced fumbles and 2 interceptions and sacks this past season. So the Cowboys' top draft target get NFL camp to a Super Bowl camp. And former Dupuy, one of the most commonly linked in 2026 NFL draft prospect for the Dallas Cowboys, has gained a net pro comparison that should excite the fan base. The Dallas Cowboys are gearing up for what will hopefully be an incredible haul in 2026 NFL draft with two first-round picks in their team. The Dallas has opportunity to land two impact players with the expectation that the team focus will remain on improving on the defensive side of the ball. As the draft season has rolled on, there appears to be a growing consensus that the Cowboys could do focus on a Tennessee volunteer star cornerback Jermud McCoy with the pick's number 12 overall pick. Dispute sitting out last season after suffering a torn ACL, which raises some natural concerns for the Cowboys nation. McCoy is widely considered the top cover corner in this year's class. He also put on show at his private pro days, showing he has made a strong recovery. If a Dallas doesn't select McCoy, the team could be getting a long-term solution at cornerback, with his NFL players comparison landing on a Super Bowl champion and a former NFL Defensive Player of the Year who spent 13 seasons in the league, including one with the Cowboys, where he became a fan favorite. So Cowboys consensus draft target Jermud McCoy blows away a scout at Pro Day. The Dallas Cowboys have been eyeing a Tennessee volunteer star Jermud McCoy leading up to the NFL 2026 draft and just received some amazing news. With the NFL draft less than 1 month away, it is no surprise that the Dallas Cowboys are eyeing some of the top defensive talent in 2026 class. Luckily, the Cowboys have two first-round picks in just over 3 weeks and loaded a group of the talented defenders to choose from. To kick off the new league year, the Cowboys were uncharacteristically active in free agencies, where he signed 7 free agencies and added several defensive backs who could make an immediate impact on the secondary. So with the NFL draft less than 1 month away, it is no surprise that the Dallas Cowboys are eyeing some of the top defensive talent in the 2026 class. Luckily, the Cowboys have two first-round picks in just over 3 weeks and loaded a group of the talented defenders to choose from. So to kick off the new league year, the Cowboys were uncharacteristically active in free agencies and added several defensive backs who could make an immediate impact on secondary. Jermud McCoy pro day numbers in this period is 40 yards and vertical jump of 78 and broad jump is 10. If there were any concerns among the Cowboys nation about the team potentially potentially targeting another cornerback coming off a serious knee injury. Everyone can rest easy. Msiko proved at the workout that he showed on film during the 2024 campaign, which earned him a first team All-Sec honors. Msiko is a widely regarded as the top cover corner in this year's class, and is a favorite among the draftnik community when it comes to projecting the Cowboys pick number 12 overall. If the Cowboys can add Msiko to the defensive backfield to go with all of the other off-season moves, the pass defense will immediately take a positive step forward in upcoming season. Of course, after ranking number 32 in the league last year, the only way to go is up. So, the 2026 NFL Draft will be held in Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania from Thursday, April 23 through the Saturday, April 25. So that's for the Dallas Cowboy NFL Draft of 2026. So let's continue on the extension for the summer players updates on the Dallas Cowboy. Let's continue on a wide receiver. The four wide receivers that the Dallas Cowboy could have targeted in 2026 NFL Draft. A wide receiver might not be a pressing need for a Dallas Cowboy, but they could still consider adding one of these for prospect in NFL Draft. The NFL Draft takes place 3 weeks, and the Dallas Cowboys currently have 2 picks only. The round 1 and 8 selection overall. They are expected to focus on defense early, which makes a sense considering this side of the ball was disaster for them in 2025. A head coach Brian Scott Mahama wouldn't rule out an offensive player in round 1, but that feels unlikely unless premier talent fall to them. Still, the Cowboys are doing their homework at every player, that includes wide receiver. So let's continue on the players that are on the way of signing a new contract with a Dallas Cowboy in this NFL Draft mocks. Number 1 is a Skylar Berry. He has a versatility to play inside and outside and displays solid athleticism at the NFL, which combine the run of 40 yards dash and the 4.4 second and recorded 41 inches vertical jump. The next one is a Bryce Lance. A Trey Lance didn't plan out at the backup quarterback in the Dallas, but perhaps they could have a better luck with his younger brother. Bryce Lance emerged as a star for a North Dakota State, topping 1,000 yards and receiving in each of his final 2 seasons with the Bisons. He doesn't offer much versatility, seen as primarily on receiver, but the wins contested passes and has more than enough juice to beat a defender downfield. Also, the leg Virgil on Texas Tech. The Cowboys have been linked to a